Good morning and welcome. It's the end of the exit polls. It's the end of speculation. Now is the time for the people to stand up and be counted. There have been at least over 1,000 serious candidates last night who had tossed and turned all night, because this is the big one. This is the real thing today. And you can understand, Barkha, that tossing and turning, because over the next 5 years, today will determine whether they're going to sit from the outside and observe what's happening, or over the next 5 years, are they going to be actual MPs inside Parliament? Are they going to determine the course of the nation? They're going to know that in the next 2 hours. Because in the next 2 hours, the results are going to start pouring in. The first results we expect at about 8:10. Those, of course, will be leads. And then they'll pour in non-stop thereafter. Barkha, it's a tense time for them.
And Pranoy, look at the stakes. One, I think India wants to know, is it going to have a stable government? Are we going to have a stable government, or are we going to have a hung parliament that may create an unstable formation?
Right.
Will Manmohan Singh be back? And this time, if he is, will the credit go to him, or will he still be seen as an anointed leader? L.K. Advani, probably the last election of his life, he said on record that if he doesn't make it to the Prime Minister's chair, he will retire after this. So he'll be taking the back seat. And Mayawati, has the sheen dimmed, or will she prove to be as important a player as ever? And finally, are we looking at voters rewarding politicians who deliver? People like Nitish Kumar, widely believed to be riding back to power on the basis of not caste but performance. Well, we're going to be looking at all of that, the implications of this important election, and we've got our team of correspondents across the country. Let's take a look at every corner that matters. We've got them covered. All our reporters, the NDTV team across India. All right, so those were our reporters across really India, Pranoy. And I think, when are we expecting the first leads to come in? About 8?
About 8:10 you'll get the first leads. That's what happened last time. And by 8:30 you will have about 25, 30 leads. By 9 o'clock you'll have about 100 leads. So it just comes in like not even a 20-20 match, a 10-10 match. It's just so fast, nobody will have time to breathe for the first 2 hours.
And do you want to sound another health warning about our exit polls?
No, that's history now.
It's
now it's the real thing. No health warning here. It's the real thing this time.
Well, we'll be cutting across to our correspondents, I think, just as soon as we can. But Dorab, Pranoy says exit polls now history. But the exit polls, in a sense, are predicting a Congress-led government sort of winning the odds.
It's projecting a lead for the Congress-led formation. Whether that means a Congress-led government is something that we saw last night is not a complete possibility. There's a possibility that the BJP could get a government together. So long as the government can be formed, the President's job is not to help the Congress or the BJP. The President's job is to help the formation of a government. So let's see. We are saying in the exit polls, or many exit polls are saying, or most of them are saying, the Congress is a bit ahead. But is it ahead far enough to form a government is something that we'll find out at the end of the day.
Vikram and Vasu, now you are the guys who we're going to lean on, especially in these first 3-4 hours, because you know every single constituency, every single swing, everything. In fact, you can give a better forecast than we can right now. Who's winning, Vasu?
No, we can't. we don't know anything.
All right, okay.
Disclaimers early on, but
lots and lots of disclaimers early on.
But Vikram, America has this concept of battleground states. Is this an election where we're actually starting to see that trend, where 3 to 4 states could really hold the key to what happens next? States like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, states that could just swing the result, the national result in a sense.
And UP.
And UP,
And UP.
UP always is considered an important state.
Yeah, but Barkha, I think one of the major factors that always happens in Indian elections is that they are the surprise elements. They are states which completely come up through a shock, and that really swings things one way or the other. Last time, if the UPA got into power, it's because they swept Tamil Nadu. It's because they did particularly well in a couple of other states. The BJP got shocked in one of those states as well, like Bihar or Uttar Pradesh. So I think today what we're going to start seeing, the first thing to really look for is there a big surprise coming up from somewhere? Is the BJP suddenly surging ahead in Uttar Pradesh? Is the DMK, as some of the exit polls are saying, going to astound everyone?
Is that a forecast?
Well, I'm keeping my cards very, very close to my chest. One more hour we'll know.
I think it's a good point you're making. The key to look for in this election are surprises. And the surprises that we're talking about are certain states which go hugely for one party, rather than 50-50. Because a lot of the polls are suggesting most states are like 60-40, 50-50, and that's where the surprises happen, where pollsters don't stick their neck out and you suddenly find one state sweeping or moving totally towards one party. Another interesting point about this election has been there's been a lot of wealthy candidates fighting this time. People with 1 crore, 5 crore, 10 crores. Let's just have a look at them. There are a lot, and we'll be tracking how well they're doing during the rest of the day. Does it make a difference? There you are, look at that. Rich candidates, 419. Of that, the UPA, that's the Congress-led front, has the most, 133 rich candidates. Now I wonder why. They've been in power most over the last 60 years. The NDA is 75. The third front actually has 79 rich candidates. Now these are candidates with more than at least 1 crore in assets. And the fourth front has 38. By the way, let me make it clear, these are candidates who've declared more than 1 crore.
No, also fourth front is only in 2 states, not bad going. 38
Right.
guys in just 2 states, UP and Bihar.
Quite true,
Let
quite
them
true.
spread a little and you'll find many more of them around.
Yeah, with 2 states and getting 39 rich
Not a bad
candidates,
score.
not bad at all.
And
But
2 poor states, UP and Bihar.
so 2 poor states and they come
38.
with 38,
And
ruling with
counting.
38. Not bad. 38 and counting, yeah. If they come to power, I'm sure. Now the other thing we'll be tracking are candidates with criminal charges. Now we don't call them criminal candidates because those charges have not been yet proven, or they've not been found guilty yet. And by the way, this is very important that a lot of candidates have charges against them which are often very frivolous. They go on a demonstration and there's a little bit of a scuffle and they're charged with attempt to murder. So one must be careful when one talks about criminal candidates. These are candidates with criminal charges. Now some of them, of course, are beyond the pale, but let's have a look at how the criminal candidates or candidates with criminal charges stack up party-wise. There you are, 1,017. That's twice the number of rich. I wonder how many rich and criminal charges. Quite a few, I bet. But look at that. The third front has the most, 153. Now don't forget that a lot of them are from Uttar Pradesh. UPA comes second, 149. The NDA with 138, and the fourth front again, Dorab, as you were saying, just 2 states and 83 candidates with criminal charges. Now this is a pretty bad, sad record. But how many of those, Dorab, would you say are serious charges, and how many would be frivolous? 50-50?
I would think so. But, the charges, you can't say charged with rape that you are taking part in a demonstration.
Right.
So
about
enough of those
50%.
too. I mean, they're all exciting kind of charges which could give you 10, 20 years in jail.
But let's be clear that none of these have actually been found guilty, because if they were, they would not be allowed to contest.
And then the sisters and mothers are contesting in cases where they have been found guilty.
Right.
They've taken care of by putting their
This is
relatives
the
up.
but they're not included yet.
Like Pappu Yadav, he's not allowed to contest, but his wife is contesting from Supaul and his mother is contesting from Purnia. So
Quite
Put
right.
One man
all
out
in the
to get
family
two back in the family.
it's all in the family.
The other kind of new trend is celebrities. Now, I do remember once going to a constituency in northern Bihar, and Mulayam Singh Yadav was coming, and the rumor was that Jayaprada was also going to come, and crowds turned out. He landed in his helicopter, came on the stage, there was no Jayaprada. The crowds just walked away and left. He was left with about 10, 15 people, that's all. So celebrities do bring in the crowds. Whether that gets converted into votes or not, not clear. But let's have a look at the celebrities contesting this time. 27. Dorab, did you know there were 27 celebrities in India?
That's all? I'm surprised.
There were 27 celebrities actually contesting, a whole lot more, probably an equal number, that are campaigning for other candidates.
Well, look at the number of film stars itself, I mean, just 3 in Bihar itself, right?
I think
Prakash
celebrities,
Jha,
film stars,
Sinha,
cricketers.
Suman, Shekhar
So
Suman.
10 UPA, 5 NDA, 5 fourth front and 4 third front. So,
Oh, I see, yes.
so Vikram, which is your favorite celebrity that you're going to watch out for? You've got so many actually. We can't say it on air.
Lots and lots of them, but I mean, look, take a look at Patna Sahib. I mean, look at that particular constituency for fun. Shatrughan Sinha taking on Shekhar Suman. Just imagine the election speeches.
Vikram,
And then for sheer, entertainment value, you can't go wrong with Amritsar when Navjot Singh Sidhu is there.
You really wanted to pick Jayaprada. But you
That's
didn't.
right.
But if I
In
picked
Rampur.
Jay, I was just scared as to what Azam Khan would do to me if I did pick Jayaprada.